Now it's on.
Excellent.
I knew something couldn't be right. Anyway, hey guys, welcome back to the show. You didn't hear me making fun of Kat for sometimes having bangs, but I did.
Stop! I thought I was going to get out of it.
Nope. But if you watch me mouth what I was saying, there's audio now. I know it's on a delay. It wouldn't be a Lore Lodge episode without technical difficulties. Anyway, Kat's here, and this is my little sister Ainsley. Please be nice to her. Or don't. She wasn't nice to me today.
I was nice to you today, actually.
Very mean, accusing me of having dirty dishes.
Okay, because you had dirty dishes. Like
Kat, did you see any dirty dishes?
Because I put them away.
Nobody can prove that.
I can.
Absolutely.
I've been to your apartment more than once.
And do you have pictures of the dirty dishes?
I do not have hard evidence.
Sounds like you're lying.
Only eyewitness statements.
That's because I made an old-fashioned last night and it had simple syrup in it.
Hey, last night.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was sticky then.
It's simple syrup. Did you not think it was going to be sticky?
I did not consider that.
Stupid.
Alright, okay. Oh, okay.
Stupid that one.
Alright, so I have 3 stories for tonight to get into here. Just to go over the structure of the show for anybody who might be new. We read some stories, we comment on some stories, and then at the end we take questions from you guys. We answer super chats first, but as long as we have time, we'll answer any questions we actually get. And, you know, this is a more laid-back episode than our usual Monday episodes, which, for those who are regulars for that, those are now going to be on Sunday, so that will be tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Just a whole weekend bash.
Yeah, my weekends are no longer weekends. It's just kind of working the whole time.
Oh, come on. Let's be real here.
What? Are you accusing this of not being a job? Anyway, also Archie's here, but you can't see him. Unless you can. Oh, you can see him. Okay. Nice. Beautiful. All right, so I'll get into the first one. This is one that was submitted a while ago. All these were submitted a while ago, but I've kind of been going back through them and diving in, trying to revamp the way we do story time because I never remember to do it on Wednesday. You know, that's how it is. But this one was submitted by one of our actual pretty regular viewers, Russell, and he and I have talked off camera about what was going on here, but I just think it's an interesting story. Because you know this is something that he claims that all of his friends were present for. So I'm gonna get into that one. Archie, could you stare more intensely at Ainsley? You can see him too. He's just staring.
What?
Oh God, the Lord Lucy. I hate that.
Oh.
I am. Oh boy, that's.
Come up?
He definitely wants it.
Oh. Come on.
All right, there we go. So now we've got the full crew here. Okay, so this one revolves, and I will say I'm not going to read this as if I actually know where this location that he's talking about is, but he did write about it. So it all takes place around something called Powers Bluff, and I guess I'll just get into that. So this is from Russell. He says, one night, as me and my friends were sitting around the fire exchanging stories, my friend Chris mentioned how he used to go to Powers Bluff and see all kinds of things from full apparitions to what he believed to be glowing eyes in the trees. Me, being the supernatural junkie, always wanted to experience something, so I asked him if he'd want to go that night. Without hesitation, he agreed to take me, and after everyone else went to bed, we headed out there. It was around midnight when we got to the entrance and found the gate closed. We parked in front of the gate and shut the truck off, windows down, and listened. After a while, we heard things walking through the underbrush, probably just wildlife like deer. However, after about 30 minutes or so, I saw what could be best described as 3 white apparitions peering around a tree about 10 yards from the truck. While I couldn't make out any features, I could tell it was a human shape, although it was as if I was looking at a mirage or through a fogged window. I told him we had enough and left. 0 thoughts in his head. Okay. Anyway. The next time I remember going was with my friend Chris, again in my car. It was a spring night with a full moon. This time the gate was open, and I parked in the middle of the parking lot next to the big sign facing towards the radio tower. I was looking down the hill past the flagpole and saw a bluish-white glow behind the trees as if it was peering around the trees. He saw it too, but for him it was red. He saw it first, so it may have changed color since it seemed to be going from blue to white when I noticed it. Red, white, and blue. That's
very patriotic.
Very patriotic apparition, or perhaps a French apparition. In which case, well, We don't want that, you know? No French. I'm gonna turn
French.
Everything's wrong with the French, Ainsley. You know this.
I French. I enjoy the French.
I don't. I don't enjoy Ohio either.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that does.
Ohio's a disaster. If you're from Ohio, I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing to you for saying this about Ohio. I'm sorry you're in Ohio. It does get better, but first you have to go somewhere else.
I don't know if Pennsylvania is much better.
It's not Ohio.
It's not Ohio.
If Pennsylvania is the 49th worst state, the 50th is Ohio.
I don't think Pennsylvania's that bad.
It's not, but my point is...
at least has, like, Philadelphia, and it has Pittsburgh.
Yeah. What does Ohio have? Akron? It's the rubber-producing capital of the country.
Why do you know that?
I don't know.
I love how that's the first Ohio city you went for. There's Columbus, Ohio. There's Cincinnati.
Dayton.
Dayton.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Why do they all start with C?
Yeah,
I just said Dayton.
Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati.
Well,
I just
Dayton
said
starts
Dayton.
with D, but that's C adjacent.
You know what's interesting
Still
about Southern Ohio is that it's kind of just like Appalachia,
Really?
but it's in Ohio. And Ohio also has Amish people.
Do they?
It's just flat
My
Pennsylvania.
roommates are fascinated with Amish people.
I like how you think that
They-
Pennsylvania's like not flat.
It's not. There's a bunch of mountains.
Like through part of it, but a lot of it's very flat. Like incredibly flat.
My roommates also asked me if I was from Philadelphia or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, her
That's
roommates
funny.
don't know that Philly is not in Pennsylvania. Or that Philly's in Pennsylvania.
They also didn't know that it had any significance to, like, the Revolutionary War.
They're from Boston and thought the entire revolution
they're from
happened
Connecticut.
there. Oh, that's even worse.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
Did I gotta tell you about the okay, we're getting so far off track here.
Sorry, it all started with Archie's looking
I
at
know,
the table.
it's my fault. It's my
Yeah, that was pretty distracting, I'm not gonna lie.
fault. Then some okay, so there's the
it was-
patriotic ghost.
The Patriot Ghost, it was busting out the red, white, and blue.
Yes. To me it looked like a shadow crouching and walking through the trees.
Yeesh.
Like I'd assume what?
Someone in the chat just said New Jersey.
That's the 49th worst state.
Ohio, then New Jersey. Oh my god. I forget Wyoming exists. Okay, somebody said a wisp. Actually, that's a good point. I did not suggest to Russell that's what it could be, but that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Okay, so let's see. Like I'd assume a hunter would move, sneaking up on prey. It was then Chris asked me if I saw it as he nodded down towards the trees again. I said no, and that's when he described a tall shadow moving through the trees. He said it was about halfway up the trunk we could see. The trees were about 50 yards from the flagpole. I don't know when he mentioned the flagpole. Oh, I was looking down the hill past the flagpole. I'm just... Wow. I need to get better at reading. He said it was about halfway up the trunk we could see. The trees were about 50 yards from the flagpole. That had put the shadow upwards of 12 to 15 feet. I said I didn't see it, and that's when he told me it was I said I didn't see it. Okay. And that's when he told me it was a first for him and that he felt uneasy afterwards. I mean, I would too.
Yeah, if I saw something that I couldn't immediately explain, that's gonna make you feel uneasy.
Especially if that thing is a 15-foot shadow figure in the woods.
What if it was a tree?
Yeah. Or just like any shadow.
I feel like if it was a tree, they would have been like, oh, that's a tree. Like, they're saying it stuck out from the forest.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like it either. I told him if he saw it again and wanted to peel. That's not a full sentence. Not long after I changed my focus to the tree line, I saw a tall shadow moving. Not as tall as he described, but it looked taller than the average human. It disappeared behind the spruce trees that surround the dance circles. There's a lot of context that I did not get when I received this story.
Hold up. I want to go to the dance circles.
What is Powers Bluff? Let's get that. Powers Bluff County Park and Winter Recreation Area. It's in Wisconsin. It's in Wood County, Wisconsin. Okay, so it's like a festival grounds kind of deal, I guess.
I don't think so. I think it's like skiing.
Oh.
Is that what a winter recreation area is?
Yeah, like cross-country skiing, like...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Tubing.
Oh, it's got some trails for hiking, too.
I don't think anyone's going to be going to, like, a music festival in Wisconsin.
I didn't mean, like, a
in the
music
winter.
festival, but okay,
Well,
all right.
Yeah,
They've got a tubing hill?
Did I not just say tubing?
I want to tube. Ski safely. What if I don't want to?
You don't even know how to ski.
No, I don't, and I'm also really bad at snowboarding, as we found out recently.
Well, you didn't even take a lesson, so...
No, I assumed I could handle it.
Just because you skateboard does not mean that you can
Oh, I am well aware of that. I found that out the very hard way. I had a... Did I tell you about the little girl who skied up right next to me after I fell down and asked me if I was okay?
Little kids are really good at skiing, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, little kids, it's so much more natural for them.
It broke me.
They're also super good at hiking. Like, I'll be going up, like, a mountain or something, and I'll just be, like, dying, right? And then this, like, little, like, 5-year-old just, like, bound along, just, like, rip by me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, double back because, like, their parents are, like, a mile back or something crazy. And then double back again because they can't help but, like, run forward.
Yeah.
Kids are
It's
nuts.
insane. It's absolutely insane.
Which I wouldn't recommend anyone let a child out of their sight in the woods. I've heard far too many missing 411 stories. Which wouldn't do that. What? You're a good boy. Okay. So it disappeared behind the spruce trees that surround the dance circles.
Dance circles.
Okay. And my focus was changed to our right, where we both heard what sounded like a distinct whoop, yet barely audible. We left about 10 minutes later when Chris saw the tall shadow by the trees again. What?
Tall shadow with a distinct... What was that?
Whoop.
Whoop.
Yeah, I did a whoop. Yeah, a whoop.
Oh, like a whoop.
Like a whoop.
Like a whoop?
Yes, like a whoop.
Is that a noise?
Yeah, like whoop.
Ooh.
Archie was like, what?
The ears.
Yeah, the ears shot up. We had him howl on the last show. All right. The third time I went out there, I took my friend Joe. It was early spring this year. What?
Joe Mama?
I was thinking it, but I decided not to say it.
Sorry.
Some of us have self-control, Kat.
I'll be controlled.
He's had a long day.
Yeah, he's a very difficult afternoon. He had to have a bath. Okay, it was early spring of this year, and there was a fresh layer of pollen on my car. We went up there around 1 a.m. and saw a couple of shadows down by the trees and what looked like glowing eyes. I mean, this is like 3 times now that they've experienced this, and they keep going back. Russell, are you okay? Joe.
Joe?
I know you want to.
His friend Joseph.
Joe looked in my mirror and saw an apparition peering around the back of my car. I saw one right by the B pillar.
The B pillar!
Looking into my driver's window and one looking over my mirror on my driver's side door. We left after about 45 minutes and stopped down the road to look at my car. We found 3 handprints on the rear quarter panels and 1 on my left fender. See, that's the kind of thing where these stories, like, those details matter to me because that's, like, if he's not making it up, then what the hell's the explanation for handprints on the back of your car?
Could it be, like someone messing with him?
Yeah, but I feel like that if they were sitting there in silence listening for stuff, as he's been saying they've been doing, like, you would hear somebody walking up to your car.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? And they're seeing stuff walking around, but, like, not approaching the car, which is even creepier because, like, that makes you wonder, like, if this is true, if this is something that actually happened to him, like, does that mean that whatever it was that was screwing with him was, like, had people in the forest to distract him so they could get close? Like, all right, there's a 4th time.
Oh my god.
The last time I went, I took my friend Kyler. This time, however, felt different. When we got there, after everything settled, it was absolutely silent.
Kyle?
It says Kyler. I knew people named Kyler in college.
Must be an Ohio thing.
This is Wisconsin. Yeah, he's a furry boy. No wind, no crickets, no noise at all. I mentioned this to him, and not a minute later, it was like all the ambient noise was turned back on. We heard something to our right, up on the rock, walking around. We heard what sounded like a whisper or voices talking in the woods. Then out of nowhere, a loud woo Kyler said it was an owl, but I'm not so sure because it sounded too human, as if someone yelled, "Who?" and it only happened once. I then noticed that what looked like a shadow lurking around the dumpsters next to the maintenance shed 100 yards in front of us. After that, we left, and Kyler noticed that to our right was a tall rock and said what he heard were smaller rocks falling down from on top. Yeah, I haven't been there since, but I know I'll be out there again. I do want to say I haven't heard from Russell in a while. Oh, no, there he is.
Right there.
He's back. I'm not that smart, okay? Russell, I love that you popped in as we're, like, getting through the part of the story where you sound like you're maybe not making the best decisions. But I'm glad to know that you're still alive. That's good, you know?
At least he's self-aware.
Oh my gosh.
People who make bad decisions or, like, are stupid and loud and not self-aware.
No, I mean,
worst kind of people.
I feel like you haven't yet gotten any conclusive evidence, though, that something crazy weird has gone on.
I wasn't talking about this specific case. I was talking about the woman who said Rome doesn't exist.
Oh.
I was alluding to that. If that wasn't, I guess that wasn't clear.
No.
But, like, yeah, no.
Mom millennial.
Yeah, mom millennial. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen Archie shed like this.
It's because Christian gave him a bath earlier.
I almost wore a black shirt over here, and then I thought better.
A black dress with the tights underneath. You're too young to get that reference.
No, I know it.
What is it?
That song.
Which song? Okay, that is the melody of the song. Were you there when I did? Yeah, were you there when I did it karaoke night?
I did it at karaoke night.
Yeah.
I was the one
What
who
is it?
put it in, and you came up and helped me.
I did it by myself one night too.
I wasn't there.
I did it at Molly's.
I was gonna say, was I there? Yeah, no, we did it at Molly's.
There was another time I did it that you weren't there. I don't know. Hi. There is more to this story, though.
There is more.
Yes, there's more.
Can the more be about the B pillar? Because
it's just capital B, not B's.
No.
I know. I didn't want to. You seemed like you were really enjoying that. I didn't want to ruin it for you.
I was so excited to learn more about the pillar.
I'd love to have a B pillar.
I want a B pillar.
Isn't that just a beehive?
Russell says he has no regard for personal safety. That is quite clear.
Archie Bath Live.
Archie Bath Live. That would be terrible.
Oh my god.
It would be like sad.
Yeah, he kind of he looks like a ferret.
His tail goes down and his ears go back.
Yeah,
he's just looking at you like.
He looks like a ferret when he's wet. Like a giant ferret.
Oh.
So.
No, you know what is that? Oh my gosh. No, he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Fair enough. It's okay. The grammatical errors are fine. I didn't take them out because I didn't want to change your words. One more tidbit.
Maybe it is Kyle.
My father used to go up there a lot when we lived closer. He's a very... Yeah, that's a good question. Russell, is it Kyle or Kyler? We were debating. My father used to go up there a lot when we lived closer. He's a very spiritual person and a firm believer of the supernatural. When I told him about my first experience up there, he told me on top of the rock there is a stairway to heaven. Like, I love how your dad's like, oh yeah, the stairway to heaven rock. Like, that's just like, it's just a casual thing.
Well, like, what is it?
He said he found it on one of his walks up there, and Bauer, my grandparents' then deceased dog, led him to it. Wait, I need, if you're still there, Russell, I'm going to need you to confirm. Is he saying that the dog had died and then led him to it?
No. The
He
dog
said,
led it now deceased, meaning
No, it said then deceased.
What?
Yeah, it says my grandparents'
like
then
ghost.
deceased dog. So yeah, is the dog... Okay, was the dog already dead? Or are you saying that the dog is now dead? Because
that
has implications.
No, I have to imagine.
If it's a stairway to heaven, then it would make sense if it was like an angel dog.
Yeah, that makes sense. Archie, when you're no longer with us, are you going to lead me to a stairway to heaven?
Shh, don't talk about that. Stop that.
You good boy. He's so good.
He's like
You're not going anywhere. You're a baby. I'm not sure exactly what to think about it, but I saw someone online say it's rumored to be a portal location. I need to do more research, but I do know it was a meeting spot for all the local tribes of the area, and is the highest point of elevation in the area next to Rib Mountain, about 50 miles northeast. I read that as McRib Mountain at first. I would love a McRib Mountain. Could you imagine? That would be phenomenal. But I do actually want to talk about that because that is a very interesting point. So, along with the Native Americans, the Celts and the Norse also believed that there were points in the world where you could enter into other places. For the Norse, entering the other 8 realms, because they had the 9 realms around Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
And then for the Celts, it was the other world and these things called the Sidhe.
Like
which
Outlander.
I have never watched Outlander, but that would make sense. What, do they go into, like, rock formations and come out in other points in time?
There was, like, a circle of rocks, and, like,
Yeah,
she touched the rock and, like, went back in time.
That sounds like a seed.
Okay.
You got a lint roller?
Yeah, it's in the other room. You can use it afterwards.
No,
You can't get up right now. Look how comfy he is.
I wouldn't dream of it.
But yeah, so that's a very common thing with especially cultures that are in the northern hemisphere.
Oh wait, Russell answered. He said he saw the dog up there and it led him to the top of the rock. He saw a stairway leading up to the heavens.
So it was a ghost dog.
It had passed before he had got up there at that time.
Oh my gosh.
Ghost dog led him to the stairway to heaven rock.
Wow.
Yeah, so in I know the most in this case about Celtic culture, so that's what I'm going to talk about, but I know that the natives and the Norse also had similar traditions. Mm-hmm. But the idea was that time was not a linear concept, it was a spiral, and you could step in and out of it, and if you stepped out of time, you could then walk to another point on the spiral and be somewhere else. But if you went, for example, in the Voyage of Bran, he takes his crew west, and they go across the Western Sea, which takes them into the other world, because that's one of the only ways to get into the other world, other than going into one of these special, the word seed means fairy mound.
Gotcha.
And the term Banshee means woman of the seed, woman of the fairy mound. So the idea of, like, banshees comes from
Celtic.
Yeah, from ghost figures that would wail before it's somebody's gonna die. Not you.
Wait,
it's a misconception.
Banshee, what is that?
Screaming.
It's like a screaming woman?
Yeah, it's a woman.
Woman-like creature?
It's like an apparition who screams. And this alerts you that...
you're dying.
Not you're dying, that somebody you know
that
is
death
about to
is
die.
coming.
Yeah, and
I don't like that.
So in some...
Creepy.
There was also the idea of, like, familial banshees. So if you were a very important family, you might get your own banshee.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you know?
I'm not entirely sure.
Would they look different? Would they have, like...
That's my assumption.
Would they be wearing different things?
Yeah, it's just that it would be recognizable. That, like, you would experience the banshee screaming multiple times throughout your life, probably. And you'd be able to recognize
the same banshee.
Yeah, the same banshee
And
would work on one family.
What makes you special to have your own banshee?
Just if you were very important, like kings, nobles would have their own familial banshees.
How
Gotcha.
is this?
This is Celtic stuff, Gaelic. So Scotland and Ireland.
Right. I'm just wondering, like, how would they know?
That part was never explained to me.
Like you were talking to your friend about, like, the banshee that you heard before someone close to you died, and you were describing it, and they were like, that sounds very similar to a story I had, but slightly different in some distinguishing way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, mine had a gold chain on, and, like, yours was wearing
that is a good
other
point.
bits
Yes,
of
technically
drip.
it's keening, which is a wailing.
Mine was a gold kind of girl, and yours was a silver.
What?
Yeah.
Like that.
What?
You know, there's silver.
Mine was
gold,
wearing a
gold.
jean jacket, and yours was wearing, like, a leather jacket.
What are we talking about?
How the banshees
The
being
different
different.
banshees.
Oh, okay. It's like I zoned out of this
We're, like,
conversation.
taking notes on the band.
the
No, I
wrong
feel
time.
like a paranormal creature comes up screaming, you're not gonna be like
let's
making
see.
notes of all the details. But it is interesting. That is intriguing.
Is it? Were you the one who has a haunted apartment or something?
Ooh,
Yeah.
family
I
colors
do.
or
I want you
would
to talk about that.
resemble a
Right now?
matriarch.
Well, not right now. But
Actually,
yes,
okay,
tonight.
so that I
Tonight,
kind of
yeah.
like. That makes sense. If you, like, see your great grandma.
The Banshee
Oh,
is
it happened
associated
again
with
the other
all the
night.
noble families of Ireland, including the McCarthys, McRaths, O'Neills, O'Reillys, O'Sullivans, O'Riordans, and O'Flahertys. The Banshee
Close.
stays with the family and their descendants, even if they lose their position in society or reduce to ranks of the poor. So this is from Gaelic Matters, the home of Irish and Gaelic culture. So I'm looking here. Read on to learn more. So banshees have been defined as being a disembodied soul, that of one who in life was strongly attached to the family, or who had good reason to hate all of its members.
Interesting.
So it could either be, I guess, a good bond or a bad bond, but it has to be very powerful. This definition of the banshee associates banshees as being or having been human. Another definition of the banshee defines a banshee creature as a spirit that has never lived in a body and is indeed a species apart. You can have the friendly banshee or the hateful banshee. The friendly banshee is depicted in the banshee picture here. You guys can't see that, but loves the person whose death she is announcing, and her song or wailing is a low, soft chant with a tenderness of tone to reassure the person and his or her family as they go on their final journey to join their ancestors in the afterlife. However, the hateful banshee is an enemy of the family whose cry is described as the scream of a fiend howling with demonic delight over the coming death agony of another of her foes.
Wow.
Woo!
There's a lot to unpack there.
Physically, some banshees are described as having a horrible hag with ugly, distorted features who curses a doomed and hated member of the family. Other descriptions of the Irish banshees are as sad and beautiful spirits. So, yeah, I mean, I the whole idea of portals that take you into other dimensions or into, you know, the afterlife or something, very common throughout the northern hemisphere. I don't know as much about southern hemisphere cultures.
Gotcha.
But the Native Americans, in many cases, the Celts and the Germans and the Norse all had, I think we don't know much about the Slavs, but it seems like they probably had a similar concept. But all of them believed that you could essentially enter other dimensions through these portals. And I think that's very interesting because for a long time that was looked at as being folklore and mythology, and now science is very much starting to come around to the idea of parallel dimensions and multiple universes and stuff. So I think
there's a whole Marvel movie about it.
Exactly. You gotta wonder, like, did our ancestors like know something, and was that knowledge lost? And what this ties all into the whole Nephilim and Atlantis theory that I have. But
I'm sure it does, yeah.
But, like, you know, is it possible that there was something that we used to know thousands of years ago that was lost or eventually hidden from us?
Library thing of
Library of Alexandria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's what's in there.
I mean, we did lose a lot with that. It's believed that we had batteries. I've seen a couple. It's weird. There's a couple of, like, scholarly consensus out there, one of which is that we lost a ton of super important information when the library burned. The other is that the library was never actually that important, and copies of all of the manuscripts it had were in other libraries around the world.
When was that?
Well, that's the thing is the fire was in 48 BC, I think. But the library eventually went out of prominence by around the 270s.
Well, imagine if, like, there was, like, electricity and we lost all that knowledge.
We didn't have electricity. They did. I mean, I guess there are the Baghdad batteries, a thing, which I've heard has been debunked. But it's believed that they had schematics for some, like, basic solar-powered batteries.
When you say batteries...
Like, they had learned how to store energy.
I mean, plants store energy, you know, so... But
it was probably a similar concept that they were understanding, like... I mean,
when you say...
Again, we have references to these things, but we don't have the schematic itself.
Was it just, like, heating something up with the sun and keeping it warm?
I don't know the exact details. I don't know if we actually know the details.
Because, like, that would be solar-powered storing of energy, I guess.
Yeah, I'll have to do some more research on that one. So
I'm interested. I can look into that, too, because...
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. But,
what were we talking about? We're talking about portals and lost information.
Yes. So... very common in ancient cultures.
So the idea, right, you were saying with the Celtic cultures is banshees can come from these portals.
Yep.
So is it possible that whatever shadow creatures in Wisconsin could also come from similar Portals?
Exactly.
Portals from what?
To the other world, which is the
Under or other?
Other. Which is actually a very good question, because Greeks, for example, talked about the underworld.
They were crazy.
And in Welsh, in Welsh culture,
I'm just kidding.
The other world is under our world, and in Irish culture, the other worlds are under our world. But
I mean, it depends on what you like define as under.
That's also the thing, is so we don't have surviving Irish records of any of this, like pagan Irish records.
Mm-hmm.
What we have is Christianized versions.
Gotcha.
So the Christians, when they got there and were recording all of this, had a very binary view of things. There is good and there is evil. There is light and there is dark. There is God and there is Satan. So when they got other world, they thought, okay, well, this world is up here. The other world has to be down there. Not necessarily, because in the Irish version, you can enter through underground passages. So you can go into a cave or into a rock formation and end up in the other world.
What about digging in the sand at the beach?
No.
A hole.
That would not get you there. That's why boys have this. That's why men have this this urge to dig holes in the sand, is because we remember it's in our genes. No, but one of the other ways the Irish believed you could do it was sailing across the Western Sea, which would be the Atlantic Ocean. So.
Well, that would get you to another world.
That would get you exactly, which is interesting, isn't it? Like.
Was this before they discovered America?
Mm-hmm. Although there are suggestions that the Irish actually did make it to America around 600 AD,
mm-hmm.
but those are mainly based off of things like the Voyage of St. Brendan and the Voyage of Bran, which don't necessarily mean that they, while they do talk about reaching islands and other lands across the Western Sea, they don't necessarily talk about reaching what the Vikings described.
Okay.
So we don't know. It could have been Iceland. It could have been Greenland. There's also this island of Brazil.
Brazil?
Not Brazil. Brasil. I know. It's also spelled the same way as the Portuguese spell Brazil.
Okay.
I don't know if the Portuguese called it that because of the fictional island, but we have all these 13th and 14th century maps that depict this island called Brasil.
Where is it?
West of Ireland. Just...
It's not there now.
Well,
that underwater.
There's that possibility, but there's also, like, the story says that it only surfaces once every specific period of time. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it surfaces and you can't reach it. Even if you can see it, you can never reach it.
Could you imagine if, like we didn't know that...
So did anyone ever...
Oh, sorry.
No, keep going on. You were talking first.
This whole world just, appears out of nowhere that we have no record of ever knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine.
Crazy.
Like, a whole other... Like, the world was just expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone ever make it to the island?
That's the thing. Brazil, also known as High Brazil, and several other variants, is a phantom island said to lie in the Atlantic Ocean west of Ireland. Irish myths described it as cloaked in mist, except for one day every 7 years when it becomes visible but still can't be reached.
Are you sure it's not like a whale or something?
Well, I don't think a whale would appear one day every 7 years.
I mean...
Someone sees it every once in a while.
It's a fairly large island. I would say it's maybe 1/50th the size of Ireland. So about the size of the Isle of Man.
Because I know how big that is.
No, but if no one was ever able to get there, it just popped up.
I don't know.
Could it be?
So it's Isle of Man, but Brazil would be over here.
Where? Oh, there.
Right here. Yeah. So
I like her theory. I think it's a whale.
But this plays into, there's a lot of stories about Ultima Thule, Hyperborea, Brazil, all these different things, which could be them talking about Iceland, Greenland, maybe Newfoundland. So we don't know. There's suggestions that maybe they got across there, and the trip isn't nearly as far as it looks like it is if you're going, through essentially up towards the Arctic Circle.
Jeez.
But, you couldn't sail west in a coracle.
Mm-mm. I've never seen whale spelled like that.
How'd they spell whale?
W-A-I-L.
That is...
There's a way to spell whale.
There is a way to spell whale.
It's not the right whale. Yeah, whale is in,
wailing, like
wailing.
a banshee.
Crying.
Yeah, like a banshee. Archie, why are you licking my thigh? Dude. What's wrong with
So
you?
Russell has a question. Are banshees only sea spirits, or can they be more inland?
They're not sea spirits at all. They're entirely inland.
I feel like in Harry Potter, like they were in Harry Potter and they were like sea spirits.
J.K. Rowling is not a reliable folklore source.
Is his head resting on?
Yes. God, he's adorable. He's such a cute puppy.
I can't.
He loves Ainsley. All right, so I do want to get into. I had another story. Let's see. This one's a little short. Okay, so there's one that I can't find it, but somebody sent me one that was really good. But this one also has to do with a wilderness area. So, John says, I've been hunting with my dad since I was only about 7 or 8 years old and would go with him even if I wasn't old enough to actually hunt. I'd just do the hike with him. Our usual party would be my dad, myself, my uncles, and a cousin or two. We live in Colorado and have always hunted near the town of Leadville for deer or elk. Other thing, I did not know that elk were that spread out across the U.S. They have elk in New Mexico.
That's insane, yeah.
Also, elk are terrifying.
No, they're so big.
They're so big.
They're not so big.
Not quite as terrifying as moose, which will dive up to 20 feet underwater to go after seaweed.
Yeah.
Dude, the meese are huge.
The meese be very large.
Where do I find one?
A moose?
Moose? Maine?
Canada?
Alaska?
I have to go that far?
I mean, you might find them in northern Pennsylvania.
No way.
Are
No
there
way.
moose?
No
in
way.
Pete?
There might be a moose or two in
From Maine to
upstate
Washington.
New York.
Those things, aren't they huge?
But it would be Adirondacks, Canada.
A moose is a
they're huge.
very rare sight in Pennsylvania, so they do cross into Pennsylvania occasionally.
I
For
once
real?
saw a peacock in my friend's backyard.
Although, see now, so Lehigh Valley Live says that you can find moose around here.
Looking the table again.
But MCall says that moose were never Pennsylvania residents.
Aidan.
Dude.
You are so stupid.
How big
Good thing
is
you're
a
cute.
moose?
Imagine Archie in the wild.
Yeah, so I just want to put
They'll kill you for breathing.
at the shoulder. At the shoulder, they can be 7 feet
that
tall.
many friends?
Oh my god. So
I don't know.
I feel like that was something
So
too
many
I saw on
hundred
TikTok that was why can't you see a moose? Why don't you see the eyes glow when you're driving? Why can't you see them? Because the eyes are too far off the road. The headlights don't get them. It's just they're just so big.
And again, that's
wait. They
the
range
largest
from
ever
4'8" to 6'9".
at the shoulder.
Oh.
So the smallest meese
Probably 6 feet.
are your height at the shoulder.
How tall am I?
You're 5'2", 5'3", right?
I'm 5'5".
Are you really?
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I guess I was wearing heels.
Here's the scary part. Their mass, they can get up to 1,500 pounds. The males. It's a big boy. It's a big boy. Okay.
They're chonky.
Yeah. So where we hunt, it's in the Mount Massive Wilderness area. That's a very creative name for a mountain.
Mount Massive. Wait, what state is this in again?
This is Colorado.
Colorado. So there are moose.
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently.
But they were hunting
these
for deer and elk.
these are elk. These are elk.
Deer and elk. Elk are
Smaller than
Are they
moose.
just
smaller than moose, but they're big.
They're still big.
They're big. I've seen an elk and it's big.
Isn't that the one that was in the Polar Express?
What?
Those are reindeer.
Reindeer?
Those are caribou.
Caribou.
Yeah. Caribou are different from meese and elk.
That movie scares me. I can't watch it. It gives me nightmares.
And to get there, we park at it. Yeah, it's because of the Uncanny Valley effect.
The what?
Uncanny Valley effect. As things appear more and more human, we get more and more comfortable looking at them until it reaches a certain point where it's near human, but we can tell that something's off, but we can't necessarily register what it is. And then there's a steep dip, and human beings get very, very uncomfortable with things that look almost human.
Yeah.
Like the Polar Express?
Yeah, because
or
and you know
those
why?
robots that have the human face prosthetics on them.
The Polar Express was filmed using motion capture technology, but they can't motion capture eyes. So everyone in that movie has those dead, glassy eyes. And they've gotten better at CGI over the last 15 years, but when you watch that, it's like,
Honestly, I think we made a mistake when we started getting more hyper-realistic with animation.
Yeah.
Go back.
Have you ever seen something that was rotoscoped?
I'm so spooked.
There's an old style of animation where they would film with actors, and then they would trace over it for the cartoon. So you get these cartoons where the animations look like human beings moving, because they would go over every single frame.
So it's very like fluid, a very human way of moving.
It's the opposite of anime.
Gotcha.
I will slander anime at every possible opportunity.
I've been told to not knock it till you watch it.
That's what they say about drugs.
Well, I think that's a little different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you met a weeb?
I'm sorry, a what?
A weeaboo?
A weeaboo?
What's that?
People who really like anime. Remember?
See, I went to a tech college, so...
So anime was part of the curriculum.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
there
might have been an anime class.
Oh, good God.
A lot of
I
my
would not put it
guy
past
friends
RT.
watch anime, like Naruto. They love it.
That's like an acceptable one, I guess, because that was a cartoon we watched as
It's like Pokemon, you know?
But
I'm talking about
no, they watch it.
Neon Evangelion and Sword Art Online, which are just like...
Archie,
you know a lot about anime for someone who...
That's because I went to a middle school where I got bullied for not watching anime.
You got bullied at a public and a gifted school? You really just couldn't win.
I also think I got bullied in kindergarten, probably. So I think I hit the trifecta. I think I got bullied at a Quaker school.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not a tall child. I got made fun of for being short all the time.
Then he grew his hair out and started spiking it, so it added a few inches.
That's not why I started growing my hair like that.
Aww.
I did that because I wanted to look like Dean from Supernatural. I'm being honest
look
about
where we are.
I mean, did I not manifest this? 12 years later.
You know, I'm honestly shocked you're not wearing a plaid right now.
I've worn
He's worn all his plaid.
Yeah, I need to give it.
It's today's laundry day.
Let it cool down for a few days. Anyway, so they're hunting in Mount Massive.
They're hunting Mount Massive. They're hunting deer and elk.
Yes. Once you pass into the wilderness area, it's another mile or two from where we'd usually split off, head off trail, and then skirt to Mount Massive itself.
Oh,
now this
Aidan,
what?
Someone just said I was bullied for watching anime.
Well, I was bullied for not. So
see, being bullied for watching anime is something that, well, is not fair, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. That I get though.
What?
Being bullied for watching anime. Yeah. I don't get not being bullied for not watching anime.
I went to a weird school.
Yeah. His principal called them rutabagas.
Yes, she did call us rutabagas.
Rutabagas.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like a pet name?
Yeah.
We had a whole thing. Get in the auditorium.
We had a whole thing where we had code words for if she was approaching. Like you'd slip pineapple into the conversation. Or just scream it at a certain point, depending on how urgent it was.
What was her name? It was something like
Mrs. Ferris. Yeah, she was an interesting person. Now, this initial area that's no more than a quarter mile off the main trail is an old timber area, so the tree canopy is fairly thick and tall, so not a lot of light passes into the woods. Because of this, the area is always dark, and not a lot of bush or grass or anything else is really growing in there, which in turn makes it not a great place for animals to be in, so as far as hunting, it's kind of an area we just pass through to get to better woods. I mean, if Bush was hiding in the grass, I wouldn't want to go there either.
Who?
Bush. Former president.
Jorge?
Yes. Or worse, Dick Cheney, because he'll probably shoot you. After nearly 20 years of hunting the area, one night we were all sitting in camp bullshitting and just talking when I brought up that section of the woods and how I really don't like going through there.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out everyone in our party felt the same, and my uncle and cousin actually go around that area because of the feeling they always had in it. After comparing notes and experiences in there, we pretty much now avoid the area entirely, merely out of our own comfort and safety. So that's interesting. So they didn't talk to each other about it. They just all
separately felt weirded out.
And I don't know how much time you guys have spent in the woods, but I've been in
not much.
Yeah, so I did. That doesn't surprise me at all. You and I are very different people.
Yeah, I didn't like to eat bugs.
What?
Camping? No.
You don't eat bugs in your sleep while
that's not intentionally,
Like you were doing something wrong if that was happening to you. But you'll go through patches of woods if you're out there far enough where you're like, something's off here.
Yeah.
Like your internal alarm bells start going off.
But I mean, that can be influenced by a lot of things. That can be influenced by like if you hear something or like who you're with. Like I've been through parts of woods where with people, totally fine, and I'll be by myself, and for whatever reason, it'll just creep me out.
Yeah. So he goes on to actually describe this section of woods. The thing about those woods are it's always dark. As soon as you enter them, you don't have birds chirping or squirrels or anything in them.
Ooh.
The timber is old, like I said, so line of sight is only maybe 45 feet at most, and never have we seen any tracks or any sign of game, even with fresh snow. So clearly just unwelcoming in general, but where we decided that we should stay out is the shadows. All of us see them now and then. When we are going through there, it's usually around that early hour where you can see, but nothing is really in color yet. So when you're in there every now and then, your eyes play tricks and you get what I'd call glimpses of figures moving through the woods behind trees, always slightly out of view. Not always from the side, too, sometimes right in front of you.
Yeah.
But always quiet and couldn't say if it's just your eyes adjusting or what. I've taken friends and my wife there before, too. I don't tell them, hey, we are going somewhere weird, but usually just a nice hike that happens to go through there, and everyone I have taken mentions how they really don't like that area for some reason or another.
Oh my god.
Don't know what's in those woods, and I'm not superstitious, but it is just one of those places we don't go anymore if we don't have to. I feel like whatever's there, if anything, just watches and doesn't want us there, so just easier to avoid it altogether.
Oh my god.
So that one, there's a legend of something called the hide behind that comes out of like lumberjack culture, where people would talk about how they would always feel like something was watching them. And whenever they would catch a glimpse of it, it would immediately go behind something and they couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, I know. So the hide, and now the caveat to this story is that the lumberjacks would talk about the hide behind, but they would say that what wards it off is alcohol. So was this actually something they were experiencing, or was this an excuse to drink?
I mean, to be fair, they could have been experiencing it, and then if you drink, your senses are
You're
gone.
not noticing
You're not
it.
gonna pick up on
That's
it.
definitely...
That might be worse.
Honestly, no. Maybe it's like because the human brain gets so like hyperactive and so wired to see things. That maybe just alcohol just dulls it just a little bit. Takes that like maybe teensy tiny bit of anxiety down a notch, so you're not.
But is that,
you don't see every passing shadow as like, ooh, creepy man. Like,
but the
no,
thing is,
just
like,
do like a shot of,
Is it not worse to, like, if you think the alcohol is keeping it away, but in reality it's just making it so you're not aware of it?
Yeah, that's so much worse. That's so much worse.
That's so much worse. But I've definitely been like.
But I believe like more than honestly.
Like with Aidan, he and I went out to St. Pete's a few times, and there was one time where we were like pretty deep in the woods, and it just got quiet. Like
I'm like when it's quiet.
Like it should not have been that quiet.
I hate that.
Yeah, and what hunters will say is like if the woods go quiet around you, you're no longer the baddest thing in the forest. That usually means like bear or mountain lion.
Well, how I went to sleepaway camp. I remember one time, I was like,
no, I'm sorry, you're just so cute. One time I went to sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
I went to sleepaway camp, but there were guitars.
Oh no, do you not remember?
You went to Camp Rock.
Yes.
Shut up.
Do you not remember Camp Horseshoe?
I remember Camp Horseshoe.
Basically, yeah. So this camp, the bathrooms where, there was like a bathroom outhouse type thing. Mm-hmm. They weren't in our cabins. Yeah. And I got up at like 5 a.m. because I was deathly afraid of thunderstorms. And there was a thunderstorm.
Can confirm, she did not like thunderstorms.
Aw. Mom should have known, like, that's where my anxiety, like, started. Like, I would, like, fall apart if there was even a slight gust of wind that could... And there was, like, a cloud in the sky. I was like, oh, I'm dying.
Oh, no.
There's a thunderstorm.
It happens.
So then I just remember, like, the cabins were, like, in the woods. And I remember, like, sitting out there for a second. And it was just dead silent. Like, so quiet. And then I felt really uneasy. And then I just went back into my cabin.
Yeah. There's... One of the stories we read last week was about Boy Scout camp. Do you remember it?
Well, we didn't have the show last week, so it would have been the week before.
Yeah, the week before that. Right. But it was the person was telling the story about Boy Scout camp.
Yes.
Like, there's some creepy stuff out there. I do have terrible Boy Scout camp stories about camping. Like, I got my my camping merit badge, and they had us obviously go camping as part of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
And
I was dragged
like,
on that camping trip.
what? No, I'm talking about a different camping trip. This was at Horseshoe.
Why was I dragged to so many of your Boy Scout events?
I don't know.
It was like, I was talking about this with Mom the other day. I was always there.
It was something to do.
I didn't want to be there.
Yeah, you were like 5. But anyway, it was just awful. It like just awful experience all around. My
Horseshoe.
Yeah, like There's this kid named Colby, and he had a brother named Jack, and I'm still not over it.
Gosh.
What?
I remember this.
He tried to throw me down a mountain.
Sorry.
Drama. You would have fallen like 2 feet.
It was a
and then you
pretty
would've been
steep
fine.
mountain. It was a pretty steep. No, he was
Colby
like
Jack?
shoving. Yeah, his brother Jack.
Colby Jack, like the cheese.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's why I think it's funny. I don't know.
Oh my god.
But he was like shoving me, and I had a walking stick. Turned around and I jammed it up between his legs, and he didn't even flinch.
That's embarrassing.
So Boy Scouts appears to have been co-ed for a lot longer than we thought. But yeah, that was. I remember just looking at him like, how did that not hurt? But for the third story, I want to hear about the haunted apartment.
Oh yeah. Hi Archie. He's staring.
He does that.
So I go to school in Baltimore, and we live on campus, like in on campus apartments, and the one building that I live in, is an old nursing home.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh god!
And so
Oh.
I live with 5 other girls, and it's terrifying sometimes. Like,
that in of itself can be terrifying.
oh yeah. I mean, my bedroom like backs up to the kitchen, and so I hear just cabinets slamming in the middle of the night sometimes. Trying to think, the creepiest night was like, it was around 3:30, and me and my other roommate who lives on the opposite side of our apartment both woke up at around 3:30 in the morning and kept hearing doors slam. Like, our door kept slamming. Like, and we'd hear doors opening and closing and slamming, like, in our apartment. And her and I both were just too terrified to get out of bed. And, like, I looked on my phone and she was texting. And so we both had woken up, and I just was like, well, if this is the end, this is the end. And then stuff like that happens, like, all the time. And then again, like, the other night, my roommate... Hi. You want to get up? That's good. My roommate and I were just in our room, and our lights started flashing on and off.
Oh.
Like, just started flashing on and off, on and off, on and off.
No.
It was so creepy. And then my roommate wakes up at that... She woke up at the exact same time again. Like, that happened. Her, like, the one that lived on the other side of the apartment, her lights weren't flashing, but I texted her. I was like, no, like, my lights are flashing on and off, on and off. And she woke up just for no particular reason. And so she woke up and then, like, heard something in the living room, which I heard too. And she just locks the door, and she, again, like, we're all so, like, tired because it's the middle of the night where we're like, yep, this is how I die. This is the end. I'm not doing anything about it.
Have you guys done anything to actually, like, ward it off, or are you just...
I burned sage.
Did it help?
For a little bit, yeah. Well, apparently,
Did
what
you
I've been
stop,
told...
or did it stop caring?
What do you mean, did it stop? Like, the ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, clearly it just happened. I mean, I don't know. I didn't ask it. But it's the creepiest thing. Just always hearing doors slam. Like, and it's not, like, we keep our windows closed. Like, it's winter. And it's the worst. It's terrifying. Because it's, like, 6 girls in an apartment. Like.
And they were roommates.
Yeah.
So you live with 5 other women, though?
Yes. 5 up, yeah.
So...
That sounds difficult.
Is it it does sound
it's
difficult.
actually,
I was going to say,
like
that's what I
of
was
fun.
like, that can be terrifying of itself. Like, that sounds for me.
Yeah. No, it's not. Actually,
But is it possible that just someone's coming home from like a late night?
So one night, like we did. So that one night that we kept hearing doors slam.
Mm-hmm.
My one roommate was coming. She like lost her key first week.
Gotcha.
End of the semester.
Happens to the best of us.
Was this
Won't. Yeah. And won't get a new one.
I knew it was Nina.
She won't get a new one. She's like, I don't want to pay $100, like, blah, blah. And we're like, dude. She's like, someone else is going to lose their key and then they'll just pay. I'm like,
What?
no. Like, she's like, we'll split it, whatever. No, so we left it dead bolted. So, like, basically we just, like, lock it. We, like, don't close it, lock it, and then close the door so it's open.
So you just keep your door open?
That night we did. We don't do that anymore.
Probably for the best.
And we kept hearing the door slamming, and Maria, my one roommate, like, got up and shut the door. She was like, nope, I'm done. I don't care. She can get locked out. Like, this is terrifying. And then the slamming kept continuing.
Even after the door was closed
After the
and
door
locked?
was closed and locked. It was, and it wasn't like it's a big door. Like
was
our
it the
front
door slamming?
What do you mean?
What was it that door?
No, it wasn't that door. It sounded like our bathroom door. Like it was a lighter door. Just opening, closing, opening, closing. It was terrifying. Like, seriously.
And it's not one of your roommates just screwing with you?
No, everyone was dead asleep.
That's so weird.
There's
Dead
no way
asleep.
they were dead asleep.
They were dead asleep.
That's so
All
creepy.
of us,
Not
except
if-
Maria and I. Maria and I
Not
are
if
the
there's
only two
doors
that ever wake
slamming.
up. We're the only two that ever are up when this stuff happens.
What time's it
Have
happen?
you seen
Around
the doors
3:30.
open and close?
Oh, of course it's around 3:30.
Yeah,
Ooh,
always around 3:30.
The witching hour.
The witching hour. Yeah.
No, it's seriously awful.
Which is,
And
again, another
That
super
sounds
cool
really
concept.
scary.
Like, the idea that there's a specific time when our world is closer to, like when the veil between our world. Oh my god.
Yeah, like my eyes are like going crazy.
I don't know if it like is showing up on camera or not, but
Yeah,
there's,
I
like,
don't
a
think they
snow
can-
It
globe
is.
in
You can
here.
see it.
Oh wow.
I don't know if they can see my sweatshirt, but like this is ridiculous.
This
It's
is insane.
all
You've
white.
got a whole nother.
It's just
layer
dog
on
hair
you.
floating
Yeah,
around
Keep
in
you
here.
warm.
How? Why are you
Oh
like
my
this?
gosh! It's
Oh
like,
wow.
It's raining. It is
Someone
snowing
who had
dog hair
like
right now.
like pet allergies would just die right now. I think they would be
hello.
like,
That's me.
"Is that
Yeah.
you?" Oh
Archie's hypoallergenic, but
Not when the hair.
not
goes
when the
straight-
hair is
Look at
everywhere.
this.
Yeah, this is
There's
insane.
a whole clump just floating.
Ugh.
You want it?
no! Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, you don't like it, huh?
Maybe over. You guys can get into your place over break, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you can't.
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say maybe I can come down there when you guys are on break sometime and
Well,
Oh, set up like
set up the cameras and everything.
So set up the cameras. Beep 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 beep. Do you
It's-
guys like a little like
Live stream with the ghost.
Yes.
Just do a
it's
seance.
like really
Not me,
bad.
but you can't
Like
do
my
that.
lights like flashing on and off the other night, and then Maria waking up at the exact same time, like again.
That is creepy that your lights work, because I mean the door's not something that you're seeing, so theoretically someone
But the lights.
could be screwing with you on the doors.
But the
the
lights,
lights
can't.
were really
The
creepy.
lights, yeah. Is there a light switch outside your room?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just Charlie Puth advertising his new song.
It's awful.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, Mom, he like really needs to be brushed.
Yeah, we'll do that after this. All right. Whew.
Wow.
There was something I had on I needed to say and I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
I don't know.
I don't know, lint roller.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
Might be necessary.
Oh
Oh my god,
gosh.
it's just
Like
like
a little
hair
sofa.
everywhere. Sheesh. Okay, but that gets us through the hour. So if anybody has questions, we'll answer questions, or I'll answer questions. And
If anybody wants to have questions about my haunted apartment.
yeah, if you have questions
Yeah,
about
that
the haunted
is
apartment, feel
super,
free to
super
ask.
Really creepy. I'll keep you updated.
Yes, please do.
I can like text my roommates too and be like, because I'm sure they have. Something happened the other night too, where Maria like heard a noise. Like we've gotten so paranoid now about our apartment that like Maria like locked the door. She thought someone like was under her bed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I mean I feel
Like she.
It was just
Why'd
just
she
a
think
feeling.
that?
She
Just
heard
like a
my
creepy
other
she just
feeling.
roommate.
felt like there was someone.
No,
under
she
there.
heard my other roommate like get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and got spooked. Because, like, stuff like this has happened.
Right.
And so then she was, like, ran into her room and, like, started, like, looking under her bed and her roommate's bed.
I mean, this is kind of maybe a little out there, but even just for the peace of mind, is there, like, a priest or someone that you can have?
I go to a Catholic college.
Oh.
Is there a priest? There's plenty.
I do know a guy.
Yeah,
so could you, like, maybe ask someone to, like, come out and, like, bless the
oh my
apartment?
gosh. Yes.
Wait, somebody sent a chat that says, the American Eskimo dog, temperament, intelligent, well, that's wrong. Friendly, yes. Alert, yes.
Yeah.
Reserved, no. Protective, yes. Very protective.
Very protective.
But
treats, yes.
He do be missing his brain cells. Will you do a video on the dong wrangler? I'm scared to look that up.
I don't.
I am scared to look that up. Like, I'm going to. I will. But.
Oh, really?
I'm not anticipating good things.
That's an incognito browser search for sure.
I don't want to know what the dong wrangler is, but now that it's been said, let's see. Can we be friends on Steam? Yeah, send me a friend request. I don't remember what my username is, but I'll put it in the Discord.
Apartment. If so, ask him or her to please stop banging. Yeah, it's fully possible. I mean, my building was an old nursing home.
I feel like a lot of people die in nursing homes.
Like, yeah, it's kind of why you go there.
That's true.
I mean...
And if you're the governor of Pennsylvania, you stick all the elderly people in nursing homes during COVID. And get 5,000 of them killed.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job, Tom Wolfe. What a guy.
Anyways.
When is Wendadad going to come on again? That is totally up to him.
Who's that?
Got an open invite. Wendigoon. Our buddy Isaiah.
Oh.
He does do the Weird Bible podcast with me every month, so you can catch him the last Thursday of every month for those. But yeah, he's always welcome to come on. I am going to be down his way a couple of times this year, Tennessee. So I'm hoping to do something with him in person finally. But
Tennessee, are you like haunted at all? Or?
It's the Appalachians, so yeah.
I was gonna say we're in Tennessee.
We're going to Nashville.
Yeah.
Not Nashville.
Yeah.
What?
Our cousin's getting married.
You did tell me about this.
And I'm going for a bachelor party too.
Nashville.
But yeah, I get to spend my 25th birthday in Nashville, which is gonna be fun.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's just positive.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of Appalachian folklore that we got to get into.
What about the blue people?
People asked about that last time.
You should do something on that.
We did talk a little bit.
We did talk a little bit about it. I should make a full video about it. That's not really like a folklore thing or anything.
Yeah, like that really has. Like they've got their own
weird.
Wikipedia page and everything.
Is the Bell Witch Tennessee?
Oh, I think it is.
Bell Witch is a haunting Southern United States Bell family of Northwest Robertson County, Tennessee. Well, I know what we're doing.
That is so creepy. You should also do like Savannah.
Yeah, Savannah's a good one. Philadelphia has a great, like a bunch of haunted spots.
Oh yeah, everything's great in Philadelphia, but like
Bell Witch Cave temporarily closed.
Oh, are we going into a cave?
No.
I really don't like caves, man.
There's a reason why it's temporarily closed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some digging into the Bell Witch situation because that's a more well-known one. And if I get anything remotely wrong, I'll get yelled at on the internet.
Fair enough.
It was me who asked, LOL, Mom, what?
Oh, she asked about the blue people, the blue Fugits.
Oh.
That one's just, it's disturbing, but for the wrong reasons. Like,
I did make a great Spotify playlist for that.
What?
The Fugits.
Is it
I shared that with you.
It's just on Blue Dot. Yeah.
No. It was Kissing Families by Silverstone Pickups.
Oh, no.
And then I'm Blue.
What about, like, there's also, that is, like, so creepy.
Right?
What?
The Bell Witch Cave.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan here. There's a bunch of stuff I'd like to go into, and I keep not getting permission to do it.
Why would you want to go into anything?
I don't know. It's kind of creepy.
Have
you seen what color my skin is?
You know, living in a haunted apartment has actually made me realize, like, horror movies. And it's just, like, I'm sleeping. I don't care enough.
You get it. You get it.
Like,
now.
I get it now.
You get,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'll lock my door. Okay, that's gonna give me nightmares.
What?
I don't know, whatever's on your computer.
What, this?
Nah.
But yeah, I will definitely look into that one.
Rebecca says she looked up Dong Wrangler. It's not what it sounds like. Sounds like someone who is truly trying to get a signal.
Yeah, it sounds like you want me to look up
Yeah,
Dong
it
Wrangler,
sounds
and
like...
you're trying to catch me off guard, you know? Like, you should go skinwalker hunting. I'd like to live. I would really prefer not to die, you know? Like,
yeah.
You won't die. What? That sounds... Are you a skinwalker? That sounds like something a skinwalker would say.
Archie. Archie wants to chew.
Do the other two have YouTube channels? These two? No.
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 They don't do YouTube.
I could. I'd be so famous.
What would you do?
Be myself.
Nice.
I think I could do it. Okay, the silence is really loud.
No!
Alright.
I think you could totally do it. I think you should do it.
I don't have time for that, you know?
That's true. You are
I'm a college student.
you are a college student who's actively living in a haunted apartment, which
Yeah.
True.
That's
Honestly,
a lot of energy. That's a
my
lot of time
life
and
could
energy
just be
right there.
like a reality TV show.
Why do you have a habit of attracting so many Rebeccas to your channel? That's a good question. I have a lot of viewers named Rebecca.
My name's not Rebecca.
No, it's not.
Just
It was
put
almost
out there.
Beulah.
What's
It was
that?
not almost Beulah. Dad refused.
My mom wanted to name her Beulah.
Yeah.
Beulah. That's different.
It was her pregnancy brain talking.
I had a better idea. I wanted to name her Rainbow.
Yeah, Aidan wanted to.
In my
He was
defense, I was
actually-
4.
He was actually mad that I wasn't named Rainbow.
Really?
I was 4.
Really?
I was 4.
Wow.
You're the one that brought it up.
It's first
Most of our
dominance
state
right there.
hospital, mental hospital, is closed now. There are tunnels underground leading between buildings that are supposed to be haunted. Yeah, that's the same with
Yeah.
Pennhurst.
Oh.
I will not go near any mental institution where nope.
I'm still actively working on getting into Pennhurst.
See, I just don't
they're
want
making it
anything. I
hard.
want to go somewhere and then have it follow me back. You know, I feel like that's.
Yeah, like American Horror Story type
Well,
stuff.
the thing is, like,
I don't know.
traditionally,
That's the
ghosts are
scary thing,
usually
though.
tied to an object or a place, so you'd have to take something with you.
See, I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, exactly. There are people who are that dumb.
I know. I'm sure.
But yeah, usually if you're gonna get yourself haunted, you've got to take something from the place that has the haunting.
Or what's that? The
Demons, however, can attach themselves directly to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it? The Conjuring.
Yeah. Demons and
that
movie
was
Insidious.
terrifying.
Insidious
Oh my
is
gosh,
the same way.
no.
But yeah, demons supposedly can attach themselves directly to you.
Oh no, I'm scared.
But no, if it's a ghost, you gotta actually take something. And
but,
like I always say,
like-
do not perform seances. Do not use Ouija boards.
Do not use Ouija boards. Do not perform seances.
Do not try divination rituals, because in most of these cases, you will end up inviting things you didn't intend to, and that's not a good plan.
No, it's not. You're not prepared. No matter how prepared you think you are, you're not prepared.
Yeah, and if you don't
It's
believe
not
me,
worth
go
it.
ask your local priest, shaman, rabbi.
Yeah, I feel like they're all very like well aligned on like the don't.
Yeah, the
Don't
don't
mess with
the
it.
don't perform summoning rituals thing is
Pretty
is
standard.
pretty standard throughout all
Across
religions.
the board, yeah.
Let's see. You should go to the Mutter Museum. I have been to the Mutter Museum.
I've been to the Mutter Museum.
I still haven't been.
It's really interesting, but it's more like anatomy.
Yeah,
like,
that was Becca.
Who's?
My friend Becca.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember her. You were young.
I don't.
But talk about medical diagnoses that were seen as monstrous, like maybe
Yeah.
the blue fungus.
They I think they actually might. No, they don't.
Yeah,
really
the Mutter Museum's even like
But
more than just like
I went-
being blue.
I went
Yeah,
when I was
it's
in
not
high
crazy.
school.
Funky stuff.
I went when I was in high school, and like, you know how like circuses had like the sideshow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like
Freak shows.
yeah, like they talked about that in the beginning, kind of like to be like respectful and like just kind of stuff like that. But it was really interesting. Definitely like some weird stuff.
Got a couple more in here. Let's see. If you had to pick one haunted location to absolutely never go, what would it be?
Archie.
Do you have one that you've heard of that you're like?
I don't want to go
to
any haunted locations.
I was gonna say, how about none of them?
Yeah, I want to say I want to go to zero haunted locations.
I choose life. My apartment. How about that? That's as far as I'll go.
Think if there's ever been a place that I was like
so freaked out that you would never
go.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I will say the most uneasy I've ever felt doing any of this stuff was the cult house in
Bates
Chatsford.
Motel.
I've been in Bates Motel. It's not that scary. But there's this road that runs along the old DuPont property there, and
Love a DuPont.
Just super uncomfortable feeling being on that road. Granted, I was there at like wasn't that late, but it was winter, so it was dark. It was probably around like 7 or 8, like. And
so that's like 9 or 10 in wintertime.
Yeah, and it was. I got out of the car. There's a video of it on my TikTok. But I got out of the car. I'm shining my flashlight around. I'm looking. I'm like, this is uncomfy. I don't like this.
Oh, I have a story. One
Okay.
time. So do you remember when like rando nodding was like?
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
A thing.
What?
Yeah, but so it was like this app, and it was like you would like manifest something that you wanted, and then like it would send you coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. And then like they like people hacked it, and it could like be used for like human trafficking.
Yeah.
So like then like human.
The app still exists.
I know, but like don't use it.
I have.
Don't.
What?
Okay,
what are
I
the
used
kids
it. I
into
used it like
these days?
last summer.
Yeah, that's what it was. And my friends did it. I wasn't there. I was like at work or something, and they like manifested like me, and it like brought them to this like abandoned property. It was like this huge house, and like the coordinates were like inside of this like abandoned pool, with like overgrown like stuff all over it. Like creepy.
That I don't like that.
No, me neither.
That's
Oh my god.
the whole manifesting thing. I think is pretty dumb.
I like
With-
it.
That's what you think is dumb.
With Randonautica specifically, like
well, okay, that's just an app.
like you know exactly what it is. That like
It's a random number generator.
But
no, it's all about what you believe.
yeah, I when I did it, I was up near Lehigh, and I was bored. I was like, you know what, I'll try this. So I gave it a
Bethlehem.
yeah, I gave it a go, and it brought me like back on this. You know how when there's like the towers that house the power lines, like sometimes they'll go through just like a spot of open land and they just clear all the trees for it.
Yeah.
It was like one of those. So it took me back there a ways, and like right to the edge of this piece of private property. Nothing super uncomfortable happened on my way, like down, but on my way back, and you can see it. It's on the video. Like something snapped in the woods.
Eee!
Yeah. And it was very like. You can see me in the video, like, go from just kind of talking about, like, what was going on and everything, and I just go, like, because it was distinct.
Bro, that's probably because
And I heard whispering.
They were watching to see if you were, like, a young girl by herself.
Yeah, dude, like, that's, like, not good.
That's like...
Well, it wasn't necessarily, you know...
Kidnappers? It was 100% kidnappers.
Wait,
it was 1,000%
I remember
kidnappers.
that.
I had a very, very obvious large combat knife on my hip.
I remember that. The one about the kids who found a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
I remember that, like, news story.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
It's cases like that where...
I've never heard of this app.
Like, it's bad. It was very
It's easy.
it was like a 2-week thing,
really
and then people
bad.
were like...
It's easy, really bad horror movie bait.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Jesus.
Let's see what
Definitely
else is in
do
here.
not use the app.
Or if you're going to, don't go alone and bring a firearm.
I was gonna say bring a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't use it.
same
How
page.
about that?
Yeah.
Just don't use it.
Yeah, just don't use it. Just don't use it. Don't put yourself in
Why
that
are there never
situation.
any 21st century ghosts? There are. There are definitely stories of more recent ghosts and apparitions and stuff. It's just it seems like there's a little bit of lag between someone dying and hauntings. Like, you rarely hear of, like, somebody, even, like, back, like, into the 1800s, like, things that are, like, known to be haunted now.
Yeah.
Like, the people who lived there immediately after it happened usually aren't, like, affected.
I'm getting so spooked.
And the story behind this is essentially that the idea is that it takes a while for the ghost, the spirit, the, like, you know, whatever is hanging around to get to the point where it's angry about being stuck here. And over time, like, as they're continuously stuck in that one location, they get angrier and angrier and angrier, and eventually become hostile.
I thought it was like they had to get like stronger and stronger and like
Well, the idea is
level
that
up
the
and
anger is what's
learn
making them stronger.
how to interact with our world.
That's what made Randonautica famous. Yes. I gotta do that again sometime soon.
No.
I'll bring people.
No, it
I won't
doesn't
go
matter.
alone.
I don't want you doing that.
I'll bring Aidan. I'm faster than him. My friend who died several years ago has visited me.
Aw.
How has that been?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's not maybe like on the same level of hauntings, but I feel like there are a lot of stories of like you see like signs from people who've like recently gone.
Well, I was in like on Wednesday I went to mass for Ash Wednesday, and I never was like a big like church goer. Like I just never went all that often. Like I would go with my family.
Yeah, we went on like Easter.
Yeah, for like events or like every year we have like a mass for all the
family members who have passed.
And so recently, like, we lost our grandfather on Christmas, and he was like a big jokester. I actually haven't told anyone in my family this yet, but I'm
gonna say this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, so I felt like this inclination to like go to church. I had this inclination to go to church on Ash Wednesday and go to mass, and like I went with my roommates, and like a lot of my friends were there. Like it was actually a really great experience, but like I said, like my grandfather was a big jokester, like, and just was always loved to like pull one over on someone. I'm sitting in the middle of church, like the priest is speaking, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like I look down and there's this stink bug, like right in front of my face, like seriously right on the pew in front of me, and I'm like, I said to my friends, I like slapped my two friends next to me, I was like, and they're like, what? And I was like, stink bug.
You and I
right
do not
there.
handle stink bugs well.
No, I don't. And
really?
And so then my one roommate's like trying to hit it, and it's just not. It's like not going anywhere. She's like smacking it, and like you can't kill a bug in a church. Like that's just wrong. And like so she's like trying to like get it off, and then it flies straight onto me, and like it's like dead silent, and like we're all sitting. I like stand up in the middle of the house. I'm like, oh my god! Like everybody's looking at me like, what is this girl doing? Like, she looks psycho. We're in the middle of, like, Ash Wednesday mass. Like, and I'm like, oh my god, get it off. And it wouldn't come off of me. It was like, I know. But yeah. And it was like, I was like, sitting there, I was like, oh, that was so Papa. That was like so him.
That's something you'd do.
Like, to get me to go to church.
Plaz says, LOL, my car just died.
Oh, no.
Well, in 15 to 20 years, it will haunt you. Let's see. He kind of shoved some boxes off my dresser after I said something out loud to him. Shocked the heck out of me. Oh boy.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think the place where I saw the most weird stuff was definitely when I was in college. Like, there were times where I was, like, coming out of, specifically, Willard and the Stacks. There were some times where I was like, something's off here. Like, I'm definitely alone down here, but I'm definitely not alone down here. Like, very, very creepy experiences. Penn State has a large number of ghosts.
I feel like that's like It's like different than when like someone you love is like visiting you. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
like,
it's,
I,
like,
like I
such
feel
a
like you
better-
didn't have like any like probably like creepy or unsettling,
No,
but like
it
you
was, like,
knew like
comforting,
knew who it
actually.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, we are getting to the end of the show, so just seeing if there's anything else in here that I wanted to get to. Gotta remember to look up Dong Wrangler, even as much as I don't want to. Yes, but you never met the cow ghost.
You're right.
The cow ghost.
I've never met the cow ghost.
Becca, what's the cow ghost? What is the cow ghost? Because no, I didn't meet the cow ghost. Nobody told me there was a ghost cow.
No. A cow ghost.
A cow ghost. I get it. What's...
It just is different.
You're acting
Like
more
bee
like
color?
Sam. I don't like that. Don't like it when you act like Sam.
We are cousins.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna need. See, now I'm like,
Yeah, we can't sign off until we learn about the cow ghost.
you better be typing right now. I'm gonna. the Penn State cow ghost.
Did you see that? She said I'm a lot of fun.
You are a lot of fun.
I'm.
Oh my gosh, why are they talking about cow ghosts?
The pavilion.
Becca's saying she did tell you about cow ghosts.
I don't recall you telling me about the cow ghosts, but that does. Oh. Okay, yeah, I remember this now. You did tell me about the cow ghosts. Horns Bussy.
No.
I don't like that.
No one likes
Why you gotta be like that?
Hi. Hi.
Becky,
Are
you'll
you
have to
going to
call in
share-
for one of these shows and explain the cow ghost, because I don't remember the details of the story, but I do remember you telling me the story.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Buck.
All right. Well, thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. We have got to eat dinner.
Where'd you want to say goodbye?
So, there we go. Basically, it's a theater that used to be an ag arena, and working late night, you can hear movement and faint noises. That theater
Ghost cows.
That theater is really creepy at night. Not a fan.
Oh my
Archie
gosh.
wants a chewy.
When you come back to
Archie
PA, we can go up to Penn State and do all the haunted stuff. That'll be fun. Nice little welcome back. Once she escapes the Midwest. It's not Michigan. Could be
Midwest.
worse. He keeps saying do a video on the Dong Wrangler. All right, I'm gonna look it up.
Are you doing it?
Czechoslovakian Dong Wrangler.
Oh my god.
All right. I'm trying to find something that's not Reddit.
I don't know what you want.
Why is there a second cryptid related to male genitalia?
Oh.
There's a.
Are there two dong
Is there
wranglers?
another Dong Wrangler?
How many dong
Like-
wranglers are there?
As I recall, it has its origins rooted in the 1930s, back before the Czech Republic and Slovakia weren't fused together as one nation. So back during this time, there were reports of a creature human that could wrangle multiple dongs.
As in,
Not that.
Um,
Not that.
okay.
No, probably is that. but
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
There doesn't appear to be any documented report of this. In fact, there's barely any documentation of the creature. The one thing I can find is on a podcast called Conspiracy Therapy. Let's see. There's not much here. Now they're talking about gong wranglers.
Archie. Archie's saying it's time to go.
Theories. It's a real dong wrangler. It's
What?
a legend.
What?
I just wanted to add a third theory. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 broken caps lock buttons, 2 phallic cryptids, and a single dear reader. This is from a random blog. I just want to say. So like I don't know what I'm even looking at here.
Do you feed him?
Yeah, he's eaten.
He's like...
A locally well-known creature, known for its ability to wrangle multiple dongs. For people that believe it's not dong but gong, sorry, but no, it's dong.
He might have a hairball later. I've been feeding him his own dog hair.
Why would you do that?
It's funny. Oh, I like go like this, and I drop it, and he just...
The comments on this wiki post, by the way, are, as you'd expect, LMAO Dong Wrangler.
No.
I don't know that dong means that thing, but I changed it from dong to the gong.
But...
Who? What?
But what is it?
Apparently a cryptid that can wrangle dongs.
But what... It's not
You think
the
I
it
understand?
that was the question.
Do you think I understand?
You're the one with the Wikipedia page in front of you.
And like I said, I can't understand it.
Oh my god.
You need to work on your apprehension skills.
Comprehension skills.
No, I meant apprehension.
No.
No, I meant apprehension.
What do you think the word apprehension means?
Like, questioning.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Have you seen that episode, that outtake from the Frenemies podcast?
No.
Where Trisha Paytas says she voted for Biden because he quoted
Oh,
Hamilton,
yeah.
but he's actually quoting the Declaration of Independence. Like,
Yeah.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
she's like, yeah, he quoted Hamilton. And look, I don't like Ethan Klein, but like... But the disappointment...
Questioning, understanding, grasp.
Anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen.
Understanding, grasp.
I think that's not right.
Oh, but it is.
Apprehension?
I've never heard
Well,
of
to apprehend someone means to, like, get them.
Actually,
like, to capture them.
Get guy.
I'm literally right. Like, it says it on the page.
I have never heard someone... I've never heard that.
The term apprehension as that. I'm sorry.
Who's quoting
I'm pulling up
Hamilton now,
Cambridge.
huh?
I'm pulling up the Cambridge
I like how
Dictionary.
you're doubling down on this, though. I'm here for it.
Okay, all right. From the Cambridge Dictionary of the English Language.
Oh my god.
Worry about the future or a fear that something unpleasant is going to happen. An act of catching or arresting someone who has not obeyed the law. The act of understanding something. That's
Wow.
got to be archaic.
That's insane.
That has got to be archaic.
I can't believe this, honestly.
What can I say?
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's okay. You can just say I'm smarter than you.
This is the most, like
I'm-
aggressively sibling-esque interaction I've participated in.
What about apprehensive?
Since the,
Well, I didn't say apprehensive.
I know, but I'm like...
I have dog hair, like... Ugh.
Okay, so the word apprehension can apparently mean understanding something, but the word apprehensive doesn't have anything to do with that.
Apprehension and apprehensive.
All right, I'm looking up the etymology.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
this
that
is
one.
the
All right,
rabbit hole we're in.
so in English, apprehend, meaning late Middle English in the sense learning or acquisition of knowledge. So it is the archaic form.
Okay, so was it before like a understanding as a meaning?
It seems
then
like-
it later came to mean like getting something?
So it
and,
comes from
like
late,
arresting
it comes
someone?
from late Latin apprehensio.
Okay.
And in late Latin that comes from apprehender, which means to seize or grasp.
Okay, so it came.
So-
So the seizing and the grasping came first.
Yeah, so that came first, and
Okay.
then as it made its way into Middle English, it became to understand, like to grasp something, a concept.
To grasp a
And then,
concept.
how the hell did it get to be anxiety?
Like fearful, yeah.
That's fascinating.
Because
I'm learning something new today.
I hate that
I'm
she's
not.
right.
I was right.
I hate that she was right about that. That makes
You
me
guys
so
were
upset.
clowning me. I was right.
You were right in a way that I've literally never seen before.
All right. In which Discord channel Steam ID going to be in? I will put that in the Lore Lodge. That's a good question, actually. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put it in the general.
Look at Morgan. She's supporting me.
Yeah. What's up, bro? You're my favorite YouTuber, TikToker. Aw, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
You're a snack, 69.
Sorry if I missed an explanation of stuff earlier, but do you / will you read relevant fiction writing on these streams? We try to keep these ones about user-submitted stories, but we will be getting back to narration stuff that will be recorded, because when it comes to that kind of stuff, I like to try and do the author's work justice when it's a piece of deliberate fiction. But I mean, I could add in fictional stuff to this, and I mean, if we have stuff dry up, then I'll do it. But also, especially if it's published fiction and not just Reddit stuff, then I have to get permission from the author. So
Morgan and Sam have my back.
Mom has your back too.
Thank you, Sam.
Mary Beth Reimer says she's learning new words. I don't know which of us is learning new words.
I know things, and therefore I am scared.
Becca says because English, which, yeah. How did this go from Dong Wrangler to this? I don't know, because I can't figure anything about the Dong Wrangler out.
Because you're apprehensive.
I was apprehensive about... Yeah, you said my apprehension skills. Which, like... See, the thing is, comprehension skills there is right, too.
I feel like I've heard the term reading comprehension more than I've heard reading
Never heard somebody say reading apprehension, unless they're, like, scared of reading. Which I will admit, like, I had reading apprehension about, Dostoevsky.
I mean, now we know that it's...
Okay, Morgan and Sam. All right. Okay. Just, take Ainsley's side and everything. I see how it is.
Yeah.
I know things and therefore I am scared. Apprehension. I like that one. I like Becca's definition. All right. Well, we actually are going to end the show now, so we can eat and, go enjoy our evening. But thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Sam, Morgan, and Mom, you're all dead to me.
I love you.
But thanks for stopping by the Lore Lodge, guys.